Slip sliding away, slip sliding away.
Winter is upon us, and with this season come some special considerations to take into account in order to stay safe.
Well, there's a couple of things that our citizens can do to help protect themselves during winter weather. Before a storm is approaching, once they find out that the storm is approaching, a couple of things they can do is add some items to their emergency supply kit. Some rock salt always helps around the house to prevent falls. It helps melt the ice or snow that may be on walkways or driveways. Another good thing is winter weather has the ability to knock out heat and power to our homes. So a good supply of dry firewood for your fireplace, just in case we are out of heat for a couple of days, is also a good thing.
Fireplaces are useful for heating, not to mention beautiful. But it's also important to keep your fireplace maintained.
Change your batteries.
Captain Dennis McCann is with the Little Rock Fire Department.
This is a chimney brush. If you want to clean your chimneys, this is what they use. Professionals do that. If you're so inclined to do it yourself, this is what you do. You attach poles to it, you get on your roof, and you clean your chimney off. This is what cleans the chimney, gets the soot and the creosote out of the chimney. Usually it's creosote that has built up. It's residue from fires that sticks to the walls of the chimney, and it just builds up, and it's in there, and it can reignite.
Other potential heating problems include the misuse of emergency backup systems. But what about something created specifically for inside heat, a space heater? These too need to be used carefully.
I like this sign here. It says space heaters need, wait for it, space.
McCann says space heaters need 3 feet of space away from anything, a wall, a blanket, etc., in order to work safely.
The older models, make sure they're UL listed. The newer ones, they actually have a fan that just blows heat. They're not quite as dangerous as the older models. Some of the older models, if they tipped over, they didn't turn off. So it would burn the carpet or whatever. But if they do tip over, they need to have a tip over switch, so they will turn themselves off. You need to turn these off at night, and don't sleep with it running, because it's really designed for a smaller area, just to kind of keep you warm in a small space.
Winter is also a time when it gets dark early, and severe winter weather can hit while you're out of the house after sunset. So it's important to keep these safety tips in mind. Officer Michelle Howard is a public affairs liaison with the Little Rock Police Department.
Well, let's just start with when we leave the house. Make sure that you let somebody know where you're going. Have all of your personal property prepared, like your cell phone fully charged. You have gas in your vehicle. If it's to go shopping where you're going to be going to multiple stores, definitely try to take somebody with you. There's power in numbers. When perpetrators are preying on somebody, they look to see if they're alone. They look to see how attentive they are. Did they actually look and see the perpetrator and make eye contact with them? So just some things to think about. Again, just leaving from the home, make sure somebody knows where you're going. There's power in numbers. Try to take somebody with you, or at least let them know where you're at. And second is make sure all your personal property is prepared. Phone charged, car has gas in it, and you know where you're going. You have a plan.
If a severe winter weather event does occur, a big snowstorm or worse, an ice storm, driving can be very dangerous. Eric Petty is manager of operations for Little Rock Public Works.
Our residents need to know the Little Rock Public Works Department will start going on 12-hour shifts. We'll work 24 hours a day. We have 10 sand and salt trucks that'll start running the routes. The routes the city of Little Rock runs is all the major arterial routes and some of the big collector streets. This is like University, Rodney Parham, Markham Street, some of those type streets. The city of Little Rock will continue on these routes until all the major arterials are cleaned and cleared of the snow and ice, at which point, when all those routes are in good condition, we do start moving into the residential streets, but sometimes that can actually take days before we get all the major routes cleared. The mixture we use is 30% salt and 70% sand. We do also have a small amount of calcium chloride that we can use in situations where it's extremely cold and we have a real bad condition, like on the north side of a hill that is having a lot of trouble to get that area to melt. But everything we put on the major streets will be the mixture of the sand and salt.
City of Little Rock crews work 8 snow routes, and residents can help get this work done faster and in the safest way possible by doing one simple thing.
Yeah, we encourage all the residents, if at all possible, if you don't have to get out on the roads, please stay home. If you do have to get out, be cautious of our emergency vehicles that are trying to go up the steep grades, throwing the sand and salt, because sometimes they can lose traction, go backwards, so please give them some room to work. It also helps if you park in your driveways, and if you don't park on both sides of the curb. A lot of times that can be real tight for the trucks to be going on the icy roads, and it can hinder us in trying to clear the streets.
The snow and ice also cause problems after it melts. Unfortunately, it can be summed up in one word: potholes.
Yeah, whenever we have the snow and ice, the freeze and the thaw cycle can really cause the potholes in the deteriorated streets to start popping up. They can show up all over the streets, and we get a large number of calls right after a freeze and thaw cycle. We do put extra forces on the patching the potholes. We've got 5 pothole trucks that can go around doing the repairs, and we try and put everybody on those as fast as we can as soon as we get the streets cleared.
To report a pothole, call 311 or fill out a 311 request online. And last, but certainly not least, for our 4-legged family members, it's important that outdoor pets have available shelter during severe weather. And if possible, put in some extra straw for some warmth. Also, if their water bowl is outside, make sure to check it in case it becomes frozen. By taking all of this advice from these emergency experts, we can all stay safe this winter.